a week now, the world has been watching with hopeful anticipation as a daring rescue mission got underway to save 12 boys and their soccer coach trapped in an underwater cave for 17 nights. Yesterday morning, success, as the last and final two swam out to freedom. It has been incredible to witness, and NBC's Bill Neely has been right there for us with daily updates, including this one. Watch.
In their hospital beds, 12 boys lucky to be alive, wearing surgical masks today, not diving masks. Some of them joining their hands in the Thai gesture of thanks. The wild boar soccer team reunited again. Some parents watching behind windows, others allowed in the same room, but wearing surgical gloves and gowns in case of infection. Celebration here and jubilation at a rescue that defied the odds. But it so nearly went wrong. Just after the last boy was taken out, the main water pump failed. Flooding the cave so quickly, divers screamed and sprinted for the exit. These the last four to leave. And they left exhausted. Doctors overjoyed.
Very happy, very happy, very happy.
The divers had risked their lives and were overcome with emotion, celebrating with a beer.
We feel very happy. Now we need beer and we need sleep.
Good day. It was a very good day.
Yeah. Their bodies cut, cave mud everywhere.
But it was a tough dive.
It was a tough week, a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Happy?
Happy.
This was the only glimpse of the end of the boy's nightmare. On a gurney, saline drips attached. Another boy, identified only as number 11, followed. The daylight so bright, their faces were covered with blue cloth. Just 8 hours after it began, the final ambulances signaled the soccer team was saved. Well, these boys have had the longest ordeal, 17 nights in the cave. The rescue commander cheered by the world's media. We've finished, he said, what no one ever thought we'd achieve. At the hospital, more celebrations. Inside, the boys reunited and well. Doctors say they've lost 4 pounds. It took 8 days from discovery to freedom.
13. Brilliant.
That moment, the trigger for a rescue few believed possible. Drilling and digging, wading and battling. They had luck, the rains held off. They had loss, one Thai diver losing his life. The boys drank water from cave walls. They were weak in body but strong in spirit, and so brave, diving for hours to escape. A heroic end to a story that has inspired the world. Well, Megyn, the explosion of that water pump meant that just 15 minutes later, what had been dry was inundated with water. This really was a very close-run thing. And in the last hour, the rescue commander has been describing how earlier in the operation, they were fighting so much rushing water and thick mud that they actually began to lose hope that they would get the boys out alive. But they did not. They turned what looked like mission impossible just a week ago into mission accomplished. And one thing that will be of great relief to the boys when they hear it, their teacher says they can skip exams next week.
Bill, Neely, thank you. You have done a beautiful job over there. Thank you for these compelling reports. All the best to you as well. Incredible, right? Incredible. Joining us now to discuss this and other headlines making the rounds today, please help me welcome Savannah Guthrie. Oh my God, right?
Your stage manager is crying
I
back there.
can't-
She's crying tears. She's grabbing the tissue.
Same. I can't do that story without getting tears in my eyes.
Because it's beautiful. And we
the-
need something beautiful right now. And
Right.
it's just lovely to see the whole world come together in the cause of these 13 little boys.
I was just saying yesterday, you know, when we talked on your set, how you were like, when do you ever bump in with a news alert saying, and we have good news for you?
Yes, I was like, I've been in this job at NBC 10 years. I've never said breaking news and it's good news.
Right.
I've never said that. And we got to say it. And I just love the humanity of the story. I mean, the idea that There are 13 little souls down there, and we are going to move heaven and earth to find you. We are going to look. We think we're not going to find you. Then you're there, and now it's this feat of engineering and courage to get them, and no one's given up. I just think it's beautiful.
Yep.
And the whole world cares.
Everybody did.
Everyone cares.
The two divers, that moment in Bill's spot where the two divers found them initially, like finding a needle in a haystack, and finds them and says, how many are there? 13? Brilliant. The moment he knew that they had not been lost, and then this rescue mission starts. And then just today, on your show, the one rescuer saying, we were fully expecting casualties.
Oh, yeah. The commander, there were U.S. forces involved in this as well. It was an international effort, and one of the commanders came on our show, and he said, you know, when I said there's a 60-70% chance of success, I was kind of being optimistic. Secretly, I didn't think it was even that high. He said they were certain there'd be casualties. It's just incredible that they were able to pull it off. The boys were so brave. The divers were so skilled.
The parents held steady.
They did. They're not mad at the soccer coach.
I love that piece of it.
They don't have to turn in their homework or the exams next week.
I know. It's all like,
and they got chocolate. There's nothing but good here, except for I have to say, you know, and we should really save a thought for the Thai Navy SEAL diver who lost his life. I mean, and I think that just underscores the courage
and without him,
and the danger.
You know, placing the oxygen canisters along the way. Who knows? You know, I mean, he did not die in vain.
No, and he saved 14 people.
Truly, I mean, think about that legacy that he left behind. For me, it's been the story of the month because it's like you're following the saga like this, like, oh, please God, let it end well, please God. Yeah. And honestly, as we're giving out the thanks, one to the big man upstairs as well.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean,
absolutely.
Truly, right?
Well, so all the prayers are going up.
There's a cute cartoon about the kids who were rescued. I don't know if we can put it on the screen so the audience can see it, but it shows, here it is. Stand by. It says, the world has just found its most inspiring and courageous football team.
Oh.
Right? Because these are football players, and there they were in the cave. And
wait, they're out to see the World Cup.
Well,
they're in time.
I have to say, you know they're going to be getting an invitation for at least, I don't know if they're going to make this year's.
Yes.
But already somebody on the French team dedicated their win in the semifinals to these boys. And they've invited them to certain soccer matches. Yes. And speaking of the World Cup.
Let's talk about it.
So I have to tell you, as a non-sports person.
Yes.
I tried to bone up a little on the World Cup. They said it would be fun to talk about it. And I got to tell you, I think, you know, with respect to England, the strength at the back and the pace and fluency up top is a potent combination. It's a potent combination for France and England and Croatia will struggle to contain them. Okay, that's from the Bleacher Report. I didn't say any of that.
She's like, we're going to talk about the World Cup. I'm like, so it's a 30-second segment or what? Because neither one of us knows. But I'm very excited about this because, well, first of all, there's only 3 teams now.
France is in the finals.
So if you're not into the World Cup up to now, like we can engage now because it's almost the finals.
Yeah, let's talk about World Cup 101.
Yes.
France is going. It only happens every 4 years, the World Cup.
That's right.
It's soccer. That's where I started.
Yes.
Okay, it's soccer.
Soccer.
Every 4 years. France is in, and England versus Croatia
this
today
afternoon.
To see who's on the other side.
And England is long suffering. They haven't gotten in 10 trillion years. Right. They have this really hilarious football anthem. It's coming home. It's called 3 Lions, if you want to Google it. I've been playing it on. I like the song. Anyway, they're very excited. I'm actually going to London this weekend.
Oh my God.
For Wimbledon.
Yeah.
For fun.
Gosh.
Yes.
I'm sure the traffic's going to be a breeze.
I know. And we're just dying because everything's happening in London this weekend. And I surprised my husband, and we're going to go. No kids.
Oh, wow. So it's a true vacation. It's a true vacation.
Yeah, we're going to go see my other husband, Roger Federer, play tennis.
He's still in it.
Yes,
He's still in it. Of course. It's like you kind of presume it's going to be Federer versus Nadal in today's age. But can I tell you, I was looking up fun facts about the World Cup, and I want to share 2 with you. Oh. Number 1, apparently they're saying Mick Jagger is a curse, that he's a jinx, that everybody he roots for in the history of the World Cup loses. And now Brazilians are really mad at him because he was rooting for Brazil. Like it's Mick Jagger's fault.
I know. Right? That said, Mick Jagger, don't root for England.
just in case.
Yes.
So don't cyberbully Mick Jagger because his child's mother is Brazilian and she's saying it's not nice. And then secondly, there was an edict handed down among several teams from the coaches saying there will be no action, if you know what I'm saying, during the World Cup. And the Brazilians had to specify action's fine, just no acrobatic sex.
They're like, we're Brazilian. We got to have our fun. Really? Well, I guess that probably, I don't want to get into that. That probably goes for like any extreme sport.
No, but here's the
sport in general.
capper.
I don't know.
The teams who issued that rule were Germany, Spain, Chile, and Brazil, and all of them are out.
They're all out. I think we learned something here.
Right?
Yes.
All right, so you're going to Wimbledon.
Yes.
You're obviously rooting for Roger.
I am. I love Roger Federer. He's like my hero. I literally turn 13 every time I talk about him. I'm like, Roger.
Mike's like, I know, a little too much.
And now my daughter's really into it too. She'll be like, I love Roger. I can't bear it. She literally said that. I know. So we're so excited. We're going to go, and hopefully he'll be in the semis and in the finals. But we are big tennis fans. We love it. And this is like a real dream.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Enjoy that.
Thank you.
And now this year at Wimbledon, since they're having England's in the, looks like they're maybe in the finals, we'll see. They're loosening the rules at Wimbledon to allow people to use their cell phones while at Wimbledon, so you can keep tabs on the World Cup.
Because I think it's happening. If England is in the final on Sunday, it's pretty much the same time as the Wimbledon final.
Right. That's right.
Can you imagine?
That's tough for Londoners.
It's like, then you hear all these groans in the tennis stadium, and it'll be like, oh, no, it wasn't you. It was the soccer match. Sorry.
Well, I'll be looking for you.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't really care that much about tennis.
You're going to care now. I'm going to make you care.
Great to see you, lady.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.